You can just look at me, not the camera. Okay, so tell me how you first found Powertrain. It's been a year or two now.
I first found Powertrain through my dad, Roman Morris, who him and Steve Sonner actually played together at Central Penn Piranhas, and when I was a little kid, in PB level, the Part 1 level, I became known with Steve, and he used to always tell my dad how he was starting to develop Powertrain. This was before even was Powertrain. He always told my dad, because I was really good at the PB level. He always told my dad, once I got to high school and things like that, he'd love to train me, and that's pretty much how I got started. And pretty much throughout high school, during the off season, I used to always come to Steve maybe 3 or 4 times a week before the season started. And he'd definitely work my main muscles, and I was so young, he didn't really want to take me through too much to stunt my growth. So he was very smart on my upbringing in high school, and then to me going to Penn State University actually.
How has he and Powertrain, you can say Powertrain, just been a really big part of your development, as an athlete? It's a big part.
I'll say one, Powertrain became a big part of my development. One as a man, because he always brought, positive influence guys around me, especially guys that's in the NFL where I'm at now. Guys I looked up to, they pretty much showed me the ropes, and he was always, like that second dad to me and things like that. And, it definitely developed me as a player, and made my body grow. I became much faster, more flexible. I understood the proper nutrition for my body and things like that. So he's a big part of I would say, my career. And Steve knows where this is like home for me actually.
What were your initial dreams when you first came here? Were you just like a little starry-eyed kid, like, I want to be in the NFL, or did they believe in you, or how did that all develop?
I would say it developed just the fact that, as a kid, you don't play a certain sport and have to believe that you can't make it to the next level, the highest level, I would say. It started me a little starstruck. I've seen guys like Aaron Maven and, other guys he trained, like Adam Terry, and just a whole lot of guys. And I used to just look at the wall. I'm like, oh, I want to be on that wall. I had to have my autograph on that wall. And that's how I pretty much started. I think that made me starstruck the most, because I was working out with those guys, and I was just so young. I wanted to be, show them that I can play, but I was so immature at the same time. Just the fact that they was already grown men, and I was still trying to develop my body to, at least play on their level. So that's how it started.
There's a saying: if it ain't fixed, I'm not gonna change it.
Yeah,
if it ain't broke, I'm not gonna.
Don't fix it.
Right. I know June Terrison says that as well. But just you came in here as a kid, and now you're no longer a kid. You're an adult. Tell me that you're in the NFL, who you played for, and how you come in here every day, the same person with the same dreams, same goals, and like you're still working towards the same thing. And it's kind of like nostalgic in a way.
I played for the New England Patriots. I went to Penn State University, got a telecommunications major degree actually, and it's still the same goals, same dreams for me, because actually my picture is still not on the wall because I'm still trying to get a headshot for him, but it's the same goal, same dream, because football is pretty much, the average life of a football player is 2 years, and every day I come in here, every time I work out, when I'm in season or off season, it just drives me, just to be the best. And I feel as though I've been with this guy for pretty much half a decade now, and every time I come here, I just feel like I improve in something, and I just feel like if I just be more consistent and just maintain throughout, who imagine what kind of type of player I could be or become.
And how fortunate do you feel that you were given the opportunity, from your dad or whatever, to be able to be developed in a place like this? Like, not every kid has that opportunity. Like, would you look back and you're like, man, I don't know where I would be where I am today if I didn't have this?
Yeah, I would say that. I definitely say, I'm very blessed. Just the fact that my dad became involved with Powertrain. Actually, my dad kind of worked for Powertrain. I want to say maybe 2 years throughout my college career, and during that off season while they was doing combine training with the guys that was getting ready for the next level, I would actually go work out with them as well, like during my spring break and stuff like that. So pretty much, I'm very blessed to, always been a part of Powertrain. I consider myself the original Powertrain, so that's kind of like sweet at the same time.
And you touched on it already, but if you just mentioned the progression from high school to Penn State, obviously one of the larger Division I football programs to New England or
Well,
to the NFL.
Well, in high school, you know, I live in a different state, which I'm from Washington D.C. actually, so I didn't get to come as much, but I came during the off season. Pretty much, like I said, 3 to 4 times a week, and I pretty much kept that up for my whole 4 years in high school. Once I got to Penn State, myself and Powertrain kind of had like a falling off. Just the fact that once you get to like a major university like Penn State, those trainers kind of like want you on campus, want you there, you really can't leave and things like that. So I tried my best to, you know, spring break just to sneak in with Powertrain. And before the games, like I said, on Thursdays, I know he'll come up and, you know, train Sean Lee and some of the guys. And I had already knew Powertrain and the co-founder Steve anyway, Steve Saunders. So, you know, I get a massage before a game. I just do whatever I can just to do something with Powertrain, just to have that extra advantage. And it's kind of like better now, just the fact that I am out of college in the NFL. I mean, you're with them trainers, but at the same time, you're pretty much like a grown man, so you can train with whoever you feel comfortable with. So that's pretty much why I'm here. Rehabilitate my hamstring, and I feel as though when you're going through such an injury, you want to go with someone who knows your body pretty much better than you know your body. And I felt as though, you know, no one could have took care of me or would take care of me better than Steve would.
That's terrific. And I know you've said it, but if you could just, you have such a great story. If you could just kind of summarize everything you just said by saying something like, you know, I've been coming to Powertrain since I was 13. My goal was to go to, was it always to go to Penn State or to play?
My goal was to go to Florida.
Okay.
But I ended up going to Penn State.
Okay. So if you could say my goal was to play for a major Division I football school, I did that at Penn State. And then, you know, my second goal was to play in the NFL, and I did that. If you could just say that as kind of a summary statement, that would be great.
Okay.
And by being here, working here, like my goals come to fruition or whatever.
Yeah.
Say it again.
And by being here and coming here and training with them for so long, my goal has become reality.
Okay.
That kind of thing. That kind of thing.
How you want me started? Saying like Powertrain?
I've been training at Powertrain since I was in 7th grade.
That actually was 7th grade. Okay. I've been training with Powertrain since I was in 7th grade. My dream was to, you know, become one of the top highly recruited athletes in high school, and that actually became a reality. My next goal was for Powertrain to take me to a Division I program, and I ended up going to Penn State, and I ended up getting a lot of awards, you know, honorable mention and the freshman All-American. That has a lot to do with Powertrain. And like I said, when I was coming here at 13 years old, and throughout the whole process, I was always looking up to guys that was already in the NFL, that Powertrain was already training. And just seeing them on that wall made it so much sweeter when I finally got, you know, signed with the New England Patriots, because I finally have arrived, and it became a reality.
Excellent.
That was good.